Hey, what's up? This is Brandon Simmons from BrandonSimmons.biz, and I'm just going to give you the the post game reaction to the Houston Texans versus Atlanta Falcons. And I mean, really, to be honest with you, there's no words that I can really just put in the formation on just how bad the Texans have just played this afternoon. I mean, I knew Atlanta was a tough team coming in at 3-0 and everything, but I mean, the way that the Texans played today was just strictly fucking atrocious, and that's an understatement. I mean, we started off with an interception, first of all, and mistakes happen, things happen, you get over it. But I mean, the offense just did not seem to get going at all. On top of some of the mistakes that Mallet did make, the receivers just weren't catching the ball, and including the fumble by Foster, the fumble by Fedorowicz or whatever his name is. Yeah, two costly plays right there in the first half. I mean, it just seemed like we just could not get out of the mess that we were making. And on top of that, all of the offense's shortcomings seemed to affect the defense by keeping them on the field much longer than what they needed to be out there. I mean, Atlanta's running backs was just running all over them, like literally. I mean, first you had Freeman. I think he went in for like maybe 10 or 11 rushes and had ended up with 68 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. On top of the run game, he caught quite a few passes for screens. I can't remember the yardage off the top of my head, but yeah, it was enough to just wear down the defensive line and linebackers. Secondary, it's a little misleading on how good they did. Yeah, Julio Jones was only held to like 4 catches and 38 yards, but I mean, when your running backs are just tearing up everything else, when the other team's running backs are just tearing everything else up, then I mean, your secondary really isn't going to have a chance to get any tackles in. And pretty much the way they were covering today, the few times that Matt Ryan did throw the ball or whatever, didn't seem like it just didn't seem like that they were gonna just have a good solid game anyway. So that's the story on just how the defense did as well as the offense. Um, couple of things. Another thing that I hate to be right about, but I mean, I really don't think Foster should have. I really don't think Foster should have played this game. Like, I know he was a game time decision, like during the week or whatever, but I mean, I really think he should have sat this one out, and they just try to build off what they had last week. Because if I feel like they were trying to get Foster in there, and him coming in and it being his first game and everything, he was still trying to get in the rhythm and all this stuff, and it just wasn't happening. And especially against a defense like Atlanta's. And even though Atlanta's defense was probably shaky last year, this year they have been playing a little bit better. So I don't think this was the defense where you put Foster in and he's just gonna be back to, or even halfway being back to the regular Aaron Foster. You should have just rested him for the Colts game this Thursday and just leave it at that. Another thing that bothered me too, I guess the analysts were suggesting that that the Texans should just go with Brian Hoyer, and for this Thursday game, and I really don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, Brian Hoyer came in a little bit in the late in the third quarter with a little bit of time left in the third, and played the rest of the fourth quarter. And yes, he did have over 200 yards and around 2 or 3 touchdowns. However, understand that by the time he got in the game, Atlanta was already like way ahead. I believe 42-0 by the time he got in. So whoever he was playing with, pretty much just second and third stringers or guys who just happened to be off of the practice squad this week. He wasn't going up against any real competition, and he wasn't going up against any competition that was at full speed if there were any starters out there. So I do not think that Brian Hoyer should be starting this Thursday. I mean, Mallet, yeah, he had a bad game. The whole team had a bad goddamn game. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's an excuse to just throw Mallet back onto the bench. Because people were saying the same thing week one when Hoyer had his bad game. Go with Mallett. Mallett has the most upside. You want to stick with Mallett for the rest of the season. And so we stuck with Mallett. Yeah, we lost the Carolina game, but we won against Tampa Bay. Now people, I hope, are not going to say, go with Hoyer. Whatever it is for Hoyer. He sparked the team in the second half, and it really wasn't like that. The team they were just playing against a bunch of second and third stringers, and we just got, garbage yards at the end of the game. So at the end of the day, it's a short week, and, hopefully they just erase this game from their memories or whatever. Or if they don't, hopefully they just take, they'll just take some silver lining out of this, or they'll just learn from the mistakes that they made in this game. But other than that, looking forward to them playing at home against the Colts this Thursday. Hopefully we pulling out a win, and hopefully we will have this quarterback situation all figured out, or hopefully it just does not become a situation at all. But until then, I'll holla.